grab that mic from you. There you go.
Hey, got the keys for 1 second. Yeah, dude, good.
Thank you, and best of luck tonight.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Freedom Sings USA Veterans Songwriting Retreat closing concert. We've had a fabulous day working with these amazing songwriters and veterans, but we're going to kick off things with our warm-up band, the Grace Lutheran Church Praise Team.
Approach the throne of glory. Nothing in my hands I bring, but the promise of acceptance from a good and gracious King. Give to you my burden as you give to me your strength. Come and fill me with your spirit as I sing to you this praise. You deserve the greater glory. Overcome, I lift my voice to the King in need of nothing. Empty-handed I rejoice. You deserve the greater glory. Overcome with joy I sing. By your love I am accepted. but in the blood of Christ that flowed at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. As summer flowers we fade and die, fame, youth, and beauty hurry by, but life eternal calls to us at the cross. I will not boast in wealth or might,
Well, good evening once again. I am Roberta Rogers, and I have the absolute pleasure of being the director of the Huntsville chapter, the very new Huntsville chapter of Freedom Sings USA. We kicked off the Huntsville chapter earlier this year in March with our very first retreat, and now we are having our second retreat, and it's just been an amazing experience. I can't thank our sponsors enough. We have been sponsored by Redstone Federal Credit Union and Vibe Title and Escrow, and Grace Lutheran Church has been phenomenal. We have used their facilities all weekend. They have fed us. If anybody has gone hungry, it's their own fault. It's just been incredible. So thank you very much to Grace Lutheran. So, all right, so we are going to kick things off with our veteran, Jim Eason. Jim Parker is our songwriter. So Jim Eason is a U.S. Army veteran. He served from January 1970 to March 1995. His rank was Master Sergeant E8. He served at Fort Bragg, Fort Lewis, Fort Benning, Fort Gulick, and Panama Canal Zone, and he has been in Spain, Portugal, Italy, Germany, and Belgium. Jim enjoys gospel music. He likes riding his motorcycle side by side, going boating and camping, and he loves his great-grandkids. Jim also volunteers with the Alabama Patriot Riders, Patriot Guard Riders, Sons of Liberty Riders, and the Winston County Smith Lake Advocacy. Jim Parker is one of our very own Huntsville songwriters and my friend. Most importantly, my friend. So all it took for Jim was holding his first guitar at the age of 18, given to him by his sister's boyfriend, Jimmy Gilmer, who had a hit song in the 1960s called Sugar Shack. Within a year, Jim played in a band and later became the founding member of the Illusions, who landed a record deal with Dot Records. In the early 60s, he and his band left their hometown of Amarillo and headed to Los Angeles. During that time, the Illusions became the Kitchen Sink, recording for Lee Hazelwood's LHI label. 3 years of hard work later led to jobs with other recording bands like Armageddon and Them. Jim also did studio work with various recording artists like Sonny and Cher, with guitar and vocals. After touring with a rock group called Baby throughout the Midwest, he moved to Nashville in 1975 for the beginning of another fantastic phase of his career. He met a young John Anderson and began writing successful country chart songs. Soon, Jim branched out and has written with many #1 Hall of Fame and Grammy-winning songwriters over the years and continues to do so today. Jim moved to Huntsville in 1985 to further his real estate career, and in 2005 became the creator and host that became a popular series at the Von Braun Center Playhouse in Huntsville called Jim Parker's Songwriter Series. So Jim and Jim are going to perform the song Full-Time Farm Boy.
There been, hello. Mic check. Hello. My voice doesn't cut very well, so neither does the throat. So give me plenty of volume where I can at least hear myself. Okay? Now, with Jim, we're both of us Jim with J's. It was really incredible to meet Jim and hear his story. It's a lot of life stories, actually. This gentleman has been around the world. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. He praises the good Lord on a regular basis. He's a good man, and it's an amazing opportunity to sit with someone and hear their life story and try to put it on paper in a short form. We had enough countries that he's been in just not to write anything but countries. I mean, he's a really, really nice guy. Might I say also that he's a talented gentleman because he fixed up some of the lyrics that he thought would make it better, which it did. So we're official co-writers, no doubt about it. Thank you, Jim. He doesn't talk much. Raised as a full-time farm boy, call from Uncle Sam. One short year out of high school, thinking here comes Vietnam. Off to basic training, to a place they call Fort Bragg. Then AIT in Washington, with a name and a duffel bag. Fort Bragg and Fort Benning was just the beginning. Little on, I say if I have to stop, please applaud. That's what I do at my show, and it makes me feel so much better, okay? I knew I was going to have trouble with this chorus. Fort Bragg to Fort Benning was just the beginning. A little long trip down planned. Oh, thank you. Lifelong, not long life. He corrected me, okay? Fort Bragg to Fort Benning was just the beginning on a lifelong trip I didn't plan. From Mexico to Panama, around the world and back again. Airborne in North Carolina, dark dives in deep blue sea. Military missions took me when I never dreamed to be. The thing I'm most thankful for are my faith and family. By God's grace, He kept me safe, His only plan for me. Fort Bragg to Fort Benning, just about. See, that's the hard part, y'all. I was waiting for that, Jim. Fort Bragg to Fort Benning was just the beginning on a lifelong trip I didn't plan. From Mexico to Panama, around the world and back again. Raised as a full-time farm boy.
So these songs were written today. The ink is barely dry. So our songwriters and our veterans met this morning, wrote their songs, and tonight is the first time they're being performed live. All right. So we have a husband and wife team up here right now, Felicia and Michael Ursal Salgado. Felicia is a U.S. Air Force veteran with 8 years of service. She was an E-3 Airman First Class and was involved in Intel as a linguist. Felicia's father was also in the Army. They are a military family. She met her husband Saul in the military, and they got married in Vegas after knowing each other for 2 months. And they have been married for 34 years and counting. Felicia enjoys R&B music, 80s and 90s hip-hop, 70s disco, and indie music, and she says her music skills are clapping on 2 and 4.
Nice.
Felicia enjoys nature, gardening, hiking, the beach, spending time with her family, movies, and traveling. Saul Salgado, I always want to say your last name, Saldago. I apologize. Salgado. Sal served in the U.S. Air Force for 23 years and had the rank of major. He was deployed to Afghanistan in 2007 and 2012, and he was also in Intel. Sal was born in Italy, where he spent his first 11 years, and his father was also a U.S. serviceman. Sal is married to the love of his life, Felicia, whom he met in the military. Sal enjoys Christian, R&B, rap, and hip-hop music, and he is a sports fan and likes working on cars. So Felicia and Sal worked with another one of our Huntsville songwriters, Alan Little. Alan is an Alabama-based multi-instrumentalist and songwriter whose music draws from folk, Americana, and roots traditions. He's equally at home on guitar, drums, harmonica, and voice, and he's built a reputation for versatility and authenticity on stage and in the studio. As a frontman, he leads Little and the Giants, bringing his songs to life with an engaging blend of storytelling and musicianship. He has also held down the rhythm section as a drummer for the Red Flags, showing the same energy and commitment whether he's behind the kit or out front with the guitar in hand. His range as a performer has taken him to some of North Alabama's most notable stages, including Huntsville's own Orion Amphitheater. In addition to live performance, Alan has contributed guitar work to national projects, including Taylor Hicks' 2009 album, The Distance, where he shared credits with world-renowned session musicians. His solo release, While They Were Sleeping, highlights his finger-picking guitar style and lyrical focus on both social themes and personal reflections. Alan is also the founder of Listen Local Huntsville, which produced and promoted dozens of performances across the city and played a role in connecting local audiences with regional and international talent. So welcome, Alan, Felicia, and Sal. Thanks.
Well, I appreciate my dearest and best friends paving the road for me. It's the same rules apply that Jim had. I've got to say that this was such a wonderful, wonderful experience to do this project. Can't thank Freedom Sings enough, Roberta, Jim putting me onto this. It's just a wonderful gift, and I appreciate it. And then on top of that, I think something that's very special is I made two really great new friends today. And I think it's really cool. They gave me their life story today, and we've turned it into a song. And something that we have in common. They fell in love really quick. I told them, I was like, man, I fell in love with my wife really quick. We're still married, so my wife and I were just as crazy as y'all. Anyway, this song is called House on Stone. She was an army brat girl from a long line of soldiers traveling the world. I guess you could say it was always in her blood. He was an army brat too, son of a Fort Bragg soldier, Carolina blue, and never thought he'd ever see a day in uniform. So they're headed down the road, don't know where they're going. New dirt, new walls every time they're packing up, moving. But wherever they are, they know they'll find their house on stone. They met in Monterey. Love at first sight, nothing in their way. 2 months later, swapping rings in Vegas. They skipped their honeymoon. Uncle Sam called him back to duty too soon. Now they're learning how to serve country and family. They're headed down the road, don't know where they're going. New dirt, new walls every time they're packing up and moving. But wherever they are, they're home, for they built their house on stone. Deployment calls again, calling him back to Afghanistan. Calls cut short, back to the dirt. And they want their dad home soon, but they find solace looking at the same moon. Now the kids are grown. Now the kids, they're all grown. They're making it on their own. They're making down the road, didn't know where they're going. But wherever they go, they're already home. They've been down a winding road, don't know where they're going. But wherever they go, they're already home, 'cause they built their house on stone. They built their house on stone. Something like that.
That was awesome. Our next veteran is Kenneth Wimmer. Kenneth is corporal in the U.S. Marine Corps. He served for 3 years and was deployed in Okinawa, where he was on the 1381 shore party. And I was gonna make sure I could explain the 1381 shore party, but I can't. I know it has to do with logistics.
1381 Shore Party is combat engineers where they work internal and external lists with helicopters, and they do load planning for C-130 and 41 planes.
Awesome. So Ken enjoys rock, good old rock and roll, country, and gospel music. He plays guitar, and he now plays at his church and also in the community, and he loves to volunteer his time. Ken worked with one of our national songwriters, Bill DeLuigi. Bill is a full-time hit staff writer for Lucky Sky Music on Nashville's Music Row, and he's a recipient of the Covenant Award, which is Canada's equivalent to the Dove Award. A versatile, multi-genre Billboard Top 100 writer, Bill's songs have been recorded by country artists like Lone Star's Richie McDonald and urban cowboys Johnny Lee, as well as rock icons such as Bonnie Tyler and Blessed Union of Souls. His music has been featured in numerous films and TV shows, including Left Behind, Cowgirls and Angels, Good Morning America, and Heart of Dixie. In addition to writing for others, Bill has also released his own singer-songwriter project titled Pennsylvania Avenue, which was produced by Kent Wells, who's known for his work with Dolly Parton. Bill has performed at venues worldwide, from Australia's Tamworth Fest to the Bluebird Cafe and the Bitter End, among others. Welcome, Ken and Bill.
Well, hey, y'all. Well, Ken and I sat down. Ken's a rock and roll dude, so we got to talking about our classic rock likes and Bob Seger and stuff like that. And one of Ken's favorite songs is Turn the Page. We thought we'd write something sort of in that kind of vibe, you know, and we just got around this, and Ken had had a guitar riff and some other stuff, and we just kind of kicked it around. And you know, the whole point of this is healing. You know, it's not just healing for my veteran; it's that veteran talking to another veteran, going, "You really should try this. I know it sounds crazy, but these guys write songs, you know." And then it goes down the line. It's the ripples and the ripples in the pond thing. So anyway. On SEAL Team 6 in 81, I was young, bulletproof son of a gun. Never had to look the enemy in the eye. He couldn't see me coming up from behind. I only did what I was told to do. Yeah, through the years, that kind of thing can sneak up on you. But we can heal in time from the long, hard road. Might take a while, it's a ways to go. It's a fight between the dark and light. Here I am drawing the line. It's healing time. Yeah, the scars that you see, and scars that you don't. Thank God by His grace, I'm not alone. And for Seeger's songs, a gospel verse and a good woman's love to ease the hurt. You can face the problem or turn and run. But if there's one thing that I've learned when it's said and done, we can heal in time from the long, hard road. Might take a while, it's a ways to go. It's a fight between the dark and the light, and here I am drawing the line. It's healing time. Takes more than a pill to fix it. Getting there takes a minute. I know it feels like you've been trying forever. Hold on to hope, man, it gets better. We can heal in time from the long, hard road. It might take a while, it's a ways to go. I know it's a fight between the dark and the light, and here I am drawing the line. It's healing time. It's healing time. It's healing time. All right. Thank you, brother.
All right, our next next veteran is Alvin Brown. Alvin was colonel in the U.S. Army. He served for 26 years, 20 years as in special ops forces as a leader, and 6 years as a medic. He has been to El Salvador, Grenada, Honduras, Kuwait and Iraq, Somalia, went back to Iraq, then went to Kenya, and then went back to Iraq and Afghanistan. Alvin enjoys country and contemporary Christian music, and he plays guitar fantastic, I might add. And he also plays piano. Alvin enjoys hot rods and woodworking, and he ministers to the homeless. Alvin worked today with national songwriter Bill White. Bill is a versatile songwriter and entertainer originally from the St. Louis area. He now resides in Nashville, Tennessee. He's been writing songs and entertaining audiences since he was 16, while also hosting award-winning morning radio shows. Bill's songwriting achievements include Safe Haven, co-written with Jimmy Fortune, Cindy Perry, and Hillary Scott, featured on the Grammy-winning album Love Remains by Hillary Scott and the Scott Family. He also co-wrote Finger Pickin' Good by Christy Cox, featuring Tommy Emmanuel, which won Australia's Golden Guitar Award for Best Bluegrass Recording of the Year in 2021. His songs have been recorded by artists like Joe Nichols, Ray Stevens, and Linda Davis. In 2016, his song He's A-Comin' became the #1 gospel bluegrass hit. Bill has been recognized by the Gateway Country Music Association with a Lifetime Achievement Award and has performed alongside stars like Jeff Dunham, Larry the Cable Guy, and Crystal Gale. An accomplished broadcaster, Bill has hosted morning shows in major markets and has been honored with several prestigious awards, including the CMA Award for Best Large Market Personality. He currently writes under an exclusive publishing deal with Billy Blue Publishing and continues to make people laugh with his comedy song CDs, including Off the Wall and Leave 'Em Laughing. Welcome to Alvin and Bill.
What a beautiful house of God this is. Dear Lord, thank you for these veterans that we have gotten to write with this weekend. Bless those who have given all for this country. And look over those men and women who still wear our uniform today to fight to keep us free so that we can do what we're doing here tonight at Grace Lutheran Church. Amen. I met Al last night, and he dropped a line on me that every songwriter that works for Freedom Sings USA has heard multiple times. And I said, it's just something, like I said, I'm looking forward to helping write your story. And he says, well, I don't know if I have much of a story to tell. And we've heard that line so much that in Pensacola I wrote a song called But I Really Don't Have Much of a Story to Tell. You know. And then Al tells me that he was a Green Beret for over 20 years. And I'm going, if you ain't got a story to tell, then I'm Taylor Swift, for God's sake. You know? Holy moly. So it was just a pleasure getting to make a new friend and write his story into song. You want to get near that microphone, Al, and say anything you want to about your experience today? And
Praise the Lord.
Does it need to be turned on?
Test one.
There you go.
Praise the Lord that there's people out here that will come help us veterans so that we can help other veterans. And the folks have just been awesome to work with. Miss Robbie, thank you. And these guys are awesome. Never thought I would work or even sit close to them, but being with Bill for the last day has just been an eye-opening experience.
I get that a lot.
And I appreciate you.
I was born in Mississippi, between the Delta and the Blues. Became a Green Beret, a medic they called Doc. Went to officer school, graduated somehow, and I got there by the sweet grace of God. Even though I was a medic, everybody in the Green Berets is a trigger puller when they need to be. And I've been to Somalia, Iraq, and Pakistan, and what I saw back then still stays with me. Been on a 65-year trek to find that man on the cross. Without him, I'll never be set free. From that room with the red door that's locked tight with a key, and behind it you will find PTSD. Southern Watch, Northern Watch, Desert Thunder 1 and 2, delivered babies and pulled teeth from time to time. Rode the streets of Iraq with kids under my command, and fought and saved those fighting by my side. It's been a 65-year trek to find that man on the cross. Without him, I'll never be set free. From that room with the red door that's locked tight with the key, and behind it you will find PTSD. And now I try to follow the road that he built for me. It's the only way I'll ever be set free. I was born in Mississippi, between the Delta and the Blues. And there's Alson. Thank you, Al.
Our next veteran is Theron T.C. Dawson. I kept trying to make him T.C. Lawson today, even though I've known him for years and know his name is Dawson. T.C. is a Vietnam veteran. He served April 4th, 1969 to December 13th, 1970, and was a rank E5. He was in Da Nang, Vietnam, where he flew aerial surveillance, OV-1 Mohawks, Long Ton North beside Van Hue, where he also flew the OV-1 Mohawk running radar. TC enjoys gospel music, the Oak Ridge Boys, George Strait, Don Williams, and Fats Domino. He enjoys riding motorcycles and doing chariot rides, farming and honoring veterans. TC wrote with Steve Dean and Don Goodman. So Steve is one of the co-founders of Freedom Sings USA, and he's a Nashville hit songwriter. He has co-written 6 #1 Billboard country hits, including 2007 Country Radio's Most Played Song and 2017's Country Aircheck Song of the Decade, Watching You for Rodney Atkins. His other notable works include Grammy-nominated song for the Oak Ridge Boys and hits for Alabama, George Strait, Lee Greenwood, and Reba McEntire. Dean has earned 8 BMI Songwriter Awards and 2 BMI Publisher Awards, with over 10 million radio airplays certified by BMI. His songs have sold over 20 million records worldwide, recorded by artists such as Locash, Waylon Jennings, and Kenny Rogers. As a performer, Dean shares the stories behind his songs, offering audiences a unique glimpse into the songwriting process. Don Goodman is another co-founder of Freedom Sings USA. He was born in Hohenwald, Tennessee, and is a renowned country music songwriter who hitchhiked to Nashville in 1961 with dreams of becoming a writer. Despite early struggles, he has since composed thousands of songs, including country music classic Old Red, and hits like Angels Among Us for Alabama and Feelin's for Conway Twitty. He was named Country Music Songwriter of the Year in 2002. Goodman has been nominated for 4 Grammy Awards and received an Achievement Award from the Nashville Songwriters Association International. He resides in Tennessee with his family and continues to contribute to the music industry, notably through his international collaborative songwriting project, WriteWithAPro.com, which connects aspiring songwriters with award-winning Nashville professionals.
All right. Don, you want to say something real quick about this today?
This is always amazing when you get the opportunity to work with someone that holds honors far above anything Steve and I have ever accomplished.
That's right.
This man today just poured his heart out, wanted to write about his family, wanted to write about his service. You want to say something?
Come on, TC.
Yes. God give me a good life. He gave me 5 daughters. Four of them are here today. One of them, one on the end, Amy Stan. The song is about her being born while I was in Vietnam. And on my way to see her, for the first time, we lost the engine down in the Delta, South Vietnam. Been calling artillery in for hours, and had a Hornet's nest down there. And we lost the engine, and we was at 7,000 feet. We're losing 1,000 feet a minute. So in 7 minutes, we're in the Delta, and there's no airfield down there. We hit a little transponder, and it's saying that we're in trouble. We started hollering, Mayday, Mayday, we're going down. And right off the bat, out of nowhere come American soldiers in all kind of aircraft. They found an abandoned airfield. And I'm talking about abandoned airfield down in the Delta. It was nothing but marsh and jungle. The plane that you see when you hit a fire, the lights going back and forth, the big lights. There was a plane flying above, had that light shining down on this airfield. There was helicopters. They located an abandoned airfield. They put helicopters with landing lights. Now we're talking, this is Halloween night in 1970, right around midnight. And these helicopters, we couldn't see nothing. We're flying 180 mile an hour going down. And they had a helicopter at the very end of the abandoned runway, so we'd line up on. But they had lights for us to see where we was going. We couldn't see nothing but marsh and jungle. When this mission was over with, I was going to Saigon, get on a plane, go to R&R, see my daughter for the first time. And I'm going down. There's no way I'm gonna live through this. But American soldiers saved our lives. This plane was designed to land, take off on aircraft carriers, and the twin engine is OV-1 Mohawk. And as you come in for a landing, you reverse the props, and it blows the air, pushes you back. Well, we lost the engine, and you act like a top. So we just had to run it out. And all this is happening. And when we stopped, by the grace of God, and when we stopped, and I realized I'm alive, I look over my pilot, and he looks at me. And his engine, he done shut it down, but it's gonna take time for him to get out. Man, I come out, I had a luggage in the belly of the plane that had toys for my children, my child, and my luggage.
And I grabbed it, and soldiers come and got me and throwed me in a helicopter. And I turned around, here come the pilot, and I reached and got him, and we out of there. And the story about that is we Americans, we don't leave nobody behind. And these other heroes, the songs that wrote, we can't thank you fellas enough putting their stories out there.
Hey, it's a true honor for us to be able to tell your story.
We soldiers, we don't ask for anything but just love and respect, and just to shake a hand. I used to not ever wear a Vietnam veterans cap until I went to Washington D.C. with some friends, and I used to think that a loaded wagon didn't squeak, and I'm walking around like a soldier. Till I got to the wall, and all these guys was saying, the other guys that you could recognize as a Vietnam vet, welcome home. I went and bought me a Vietnam veterans cap, and that day on, I wear it proudly.
Yes, sir.
I thank y'all, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
And all you writers for putting their stories out there, because, you know, my girls, I've had several stories, and I said, which one y'all want to hear? But that's good. and that touches us all, because we won't never forget our firstborn. All of our children are special, but our firstborn, and you don't think you're ever going to get to see her.
Man.
So.
Thanks, TC. The song we wrote today is called The Man I Am, and that's what war made him, was the man he is today. And listen, you are such a patriot, man. I just have fallen in love with you. I'm just going to tell you. Born in Alabama in 1948. Daddy was a submariner in World War II. That's where I got my patriotism, and I thank God I listened to him, even though he worked me half to death. I had just turned 20 when that letter came. Uncle Sam let me know he needed me. Boot camp down at Fort Benning, turning boys into men and getting us ready for Vietnam. War made me the man I am, a flag-waving, God-praising American. On Veterans Day, the stripes and stars are on my Harley flying from the handlebars. Well, if I had to do it over, I'd do it all again. War made me the man I am. Bound for Honolulu to see my newborn child. That Mohawk crash landed in the Delta. I thought my dreams died in the dust till American soldiers rescued us, and I got to hold my baby girl. A friend of mine died from Agent Orange. Rode his bike to spread his ashes at the wall. Formed a band of freedom fighters, the Alabama Patriot Riders, and no matter the distance or the weather, we'll be there. War made me the man I am, a flag waving, God praising American. On Veterans Day, the stripes and stars are on my Harley flying from the handlebars. If I had to do it over, I'd do it all again. War made me the man I am. That's my cause till the day I die. I'll do everything I can to keep America alive. Oh, man.
That concludes our concert for tonight. So let's give another round for these veterans and songwriters. They are amazing. Thank you. Thank you all so much for coming. You made this closing concert extra special. We want to do more of these. We want to have an amazing program here in Huntsville because music is good medicine. Tell your friends if you know veterans. Reach out to us. You can go to our website, freedomsingsusa.org. Send an email to info@freedomsingsusa.org. Reach out to me. I'd love to do this every month. I don't know if I can get these guys here every month, but we need sponsors, we need supporters, and we need a wonderful audience like you all and all of these amazing veterans. So thank you and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.